growing up, PepsiCo and Pepsi was a brand that our mothers and our grandmothers asked us to stay away from because of the high sugar levels. But today, PepsiCo is going towards nutrition. We have with us the Vice President of the nutrition category, Ms. Deepika Warrior, to speak to us about why. The first question that I'd want to cater to would be why. Why the sudden focus on nutrition?
So firstly, thank you for having me. PepsiCo is, we've signed on to, and we've been very public in claiming our entire vision where we want to transform our portfolio. And it's themed what we call performance with purpose. And as part of our entire performance with purpose journey, the nutrition portfolio actually is almost like a flag bearer for that journey. And it's just to mildly correct you, it's not just today. We've actually been on this journey for a while now. And in fact, this year in particular has been a very busy year for us and for me in particular. So if you ask me, in the last 3 months, this is the third launch that we're doing in the nutrition space. We started off the year by launching juice. We're launching a juice platform called Essentials under Tropicana, where we launched a product called Fruit and Veg, which again addresses a nutritional insight which says that Indians actually, you're supposed to have your 5 serves of fruit and veg in a day, and Indians get about 3.5, and young Indians get even less. So we launched a product which contains a serve of fruit and veg. We followed it up under Quaker Oats with a brand called Quaker Nutri-Foods, which is all about taking well-loved breakfasts from across India and then adding 40 to 60% oats to them, thereby fortifying them with whole grain, with protein, even with micronutrients like selenium, magnesium, and so on and so forth. So this is the third product, pretty much in the third month that we're launching. Very excited about this product. And what it does is it actually taps into our strength as a food and beverage player, because we know how to do foods, we know how to do beverages. And this product actually is a convergence between oats and milk. So we're calling it very simply oats plus milk. And what it does is it offers you the goodness of oats in a ready-to-drink dairy format. It also, because it contains milk, it gives you 15% of your daily, your RDA of calcium. And what's really unique about it is it actually comes with, for the first time in what we call the value-added dairy or the branded dairy space, it comes with what we call fiber advantage. So actually it contains about 10% of your RDA of fiber. So it's truly an advantage product, but as I said, it's one of the series of innovations that we're launching into the nutrition space. Bases a lot of work that we've been doing over the last year to 18 months with consumers to understand what are their needs in this space, and come up with what we call targeted nutrition products which help address those needs or meet those gaps. So not a one-off. It's actually,
I'll accept that, but
a lot of work.
Yeah, but you would admit that it's been off late. It's been recently that Pepsi's moved to this, the nutrition-based category and the strategy there. Could you speak to us about, so far, how much of PepsiCo India's total revenues does the nutrition category attribute account for?
Sure. So again, addressing the first part, the first comment, and then I'll come to the second part, it's not recent. We actually launched Quaker in India in 2006. Tropicana has similarly been around since, I would say, the late 90s.
Agreed, but the market shares yet aren't high enough.
No,
Speaking about in the juice category,
yeah.
You're still in the high single digits. Within the Quaker Oats category, the market share is still low. So now there's been an attempt from Pepsi, correct me if I'm wrong, there's been an attempt to actually go big on that. Yeah. The focus of late seems to have shifted more towards nutrition.
Yeah.
So which is why I was asking, what is, how much of your current business comes from the nutrition category and where is it expected to go ahead, if you could?
But, again, and the reason I'm sorry, I'm belaboring the point,
Sure.
firstly, these brands, they're relatively well known in the PepsiCo portfolio, but they've been around for I would say about 10 years each. Tropicana is, again, I would say it's about 1/5 of the market. So it's not as small as we like it to be. It's available in a range of avatars. It's 100% juice, 20 to 40% juice. We launched juice drinks such as Tropicana Fruits. We've, of course, got a well-loved mango brand called Tropicana Slice. So it's actually much more scale. It's just that I think our core portfolio tends to, you started off the interview by talking about Pepsi. So I think those brands are much better known.
They stick in the head.
Have been around. They're more well-loved. You've grown up with those. You cohorted with those brands, so you remember them. But this portfolio has been around. But clearly, as I mentioned right at the onset, this whole two things. One is our own vision around performance with purpose and portfolio transformation and wanting to over-invest in the nutrition part of our portfolio, which is still, I would say, subscale as part of our overall portfolio. I don't want to put an exact number to it, but it's still not as significant a mix as we'd like it to be, or as we see it being in the future. So we're clearly investing there. And what we've been doing there is we've been spending a lot of time, as I mentioned, with consumers, and we've been taking these two well-loved, global, well-respected global brands. So both Tropicana and Quaker. So Quaker is the number one brand. It's a world number one when it comes to oats.
Yeah.
Tropicana is the world's number one when it comes to juice. And we've got a fantastic stable of products that are available globally that we can bring into India. So what we've been doing is doubling down. One is, of course, as I said, over-investing in nutrition, not only advertising, marketing dollars, but entirely building our own capabilities around how to, grow this part of our portfolio. But also spending a lot of time with consumers to understand their needs and coming up with products which are really suited to both the palate as well as the nutritional needs of the Indian consumer. So
you didn't answer my question on the share of the total revenues that the
as I mentioned, I did mention it. I don't want to quote numbers, but it's still, as I said, it's still a small part of our portfolio, but I would say growing fast, and we would like it to be a far more sizable percentage. Yeah, I don't want to comment on, we're not listed, so we don't talk about numbers.
Sure, but also about expansion plans moving ahead. What sort of, you said you won't talk about numbers, so if you could talk about facilities that you plan to set up, new plants maybe, are there any such plans vis-a-vis expanding your capacities to produce these products?
So I would say that we will obviously tap into PepsiCo's strength, which is the fact that we've got a really powerful go-to-market. So taking these well-loved brands, we've got a very widespread go-to-market, and getting it together to make these products available to consumers is clearly a protocol. For Tropicana alone, we have actually very distributed manufacturing. We ourselves we have close to, I would say, and we can come back to 20 plants which make juices and juice drinks, in the country, mango-based juice drinks, and so on and so forth. So we already have a distributed manufacturing setup. But for this particular product, what we're doing is we're currently going to make it in our partnership. We have a very strong contract manufacturing partnership, I would say, strategic partnership with Schreiber Dynamics, based out of Maharashtra.
Right.
So that's where we're making this product. We're also the largest partner when it comes to juices with Tropicana. So they're going to be making this product for us out of Maharashtra, and then of course we'll be shipping it across the country, leveraging even within our overall go-to-market. We've actually over the last, I would say, 3 to 5 years built out what we call a top-end go-to-market for Tropicana, which already goes to about 100,000 outlets. So that's what we're going to be using to scale up this particular launch.
And will this also be exported? Are you going to export this product out of India?
I think there's enough room to grow within India itself with this product. This is clearly a global platform. Oats Plus Milk is a global platform under Quaker that we're looking at pioneering. So it's almost like a chassis model. Having said that, I think particularly for nutrition products, the way it works is your regulatory guardrails, even your nutritional needs, requirements vary from geography to geography. Right. So I think what we would be looking at is lifting and adapting these kind of products to other countries. But it's taken us a lot of work to customize this product to meet the needs of the Indian consumer, both palate, nutritional, and so on and so forth. So it's not as simple as shipping it out. You can't do that because of, the laws of the land in other countries. But as I said, India itself is a continent, it's not a country. So I think there's huge room to grow even in India.
Fair enough. Speaking within India, you'll have to allow me to ask you a couple of questions about competition. Yeah. Now, over the past few years, now we have this new entrant coming into the market, considering now you're venturing into nutrition and you're planning to go big there. There is Patanjali, which has been growing exponentially. There is Dabur in that category. There are other players also, but there is new competition coming in. How do you see competition within this category moving ahead, considering you are also planning to go big into that space now? Yeah. How do you see competition going ahead?
It's such an underdeveloped category. I tell you, the per capita consumption of packaged nutrition products, though, we estimated the opportunity is close to $50 billion. Seriously, if I just size it in terms of what the consumer is consuming today, anything that's nutrition, which is, and we have a definition for nutrition, and what they're consuming, whether it's unpackaged, packaged, that's the size of the opportunity. Packaged nutrition is 25% of that. Not even that, I would say. If I look at our journey on snacks and beverages, beverages is about 75% packaged, about 25% unpackaged. Snacks is about 50-50. For us, it's 25% packaged, 75% unpackaged. So I think forget competitors in the branded packaged space. The big, I think ask for anyone who's entering the space is actually to drive conversion from unpackaged to packaged, and basically meet. As long as you've got a great product, which is nutritionally superior and can meet the needs of consumers at a reasonable price, there's huge room to grow. And add to that, as I would say, PepsiCo's strengths, which is a couple of things. I talked about the go-to-market. For this particular product, the other strength that we have is we have a network of chillers that we have for our beverage portfolio, that we can go and stock this product, and this product tastes great. It can be had ambient, but it tastes good when it's cold as well. In addition to that, we've got global R&D expertise that we're bringing in. So just to tell you an example, when I mentioned this product is called Oats Plus Milk, it's actually made out of a very proprietary patented technology, ingredient technology for PepsiCo called SoluOats, which allows us to deliver the whole grain goodness of oats, but in a ready-to-drink beverage format. And if you try it, you'll find that it's got a nice, creamy, consistent taste. You don't get the oats in the stickiness of oats in your mouth. So, combination of our global R&D advantage, well-loved brands like Quaker and Tropicana, along with our go-to-market muscle, I would say that we can address the growth opportunity that sits in the nutrition space, which is very underdeveloped.
I'll keep it to my last question now. And I would request you to divulge some numbers on that. Give me some targets that you have within the nutrition category. Within the oats category, the Tropicana segment you spoke about, some business targets you have. Like you said, the processed food markets in India, you see potential worth $50 billion. Where is Pepsi right now? And say 2 years down the line, where do you plan to be?
As I mentioned, forget Pepsi. I think most packaged players are scratching the surface when it comes to that opportunity that I've called out. For us, I'll be honest. This is a baby category. We are incubating it. Nutrition for PepsiCo. As we said, we are very committed to it from a portfolio, a transformation point of view. So, the important thing is to nurture it and do it right. Just to give you a sense, we're launching this product now. Yeah. We're a beverage player. We're entering dairy, and we know that in India, dairy is the fastest growing branded, value-added dairy is the fastest growing segment in packaged beverages. Dairy is a holy grail when it comes to nutrition in India. You can't be a nutrition player in India and not have dairy in your portfolio. We've taken our time to enter into dairy. So it's not. So I'm answering your question, but without numbers, I'm trying to answer it. I'm trying to answer.
You haven't divulged
in terms of intentionality. So it's not about going out there and saying, "Oh, let's make $1 million." That's not the point. The point is, how do we do it right? And how do we do it in a sustainable kind of way? We're here for the long term when it comes to it. So that's the attempt. The other thing that I wanted to call out is, what's really important in the nutrition space is also partnership and sources of authority, which again is very, very different from the way we play our core. So just to give you a sense, I don't know whether you see the pack.
I have, yes.
Yeah, so we have a very unusual partnership here with Sachin. He's one of India's, he's iconic, he's legendary, his contribution to Indian cricket, and I would say overall statesmanship in India is unparalleled. And he's actually partnering us, he's partnered us in co-creating this product, bringing in very strong nutritional insights from his own 24 years of his career, where he's managed his own personal nutrition. So he's been a very strong, a co-developer for us in this product.
Was he a part of this within the R&D phase also?
Absolutely. So the last 2 years, he's been partnering with us at every stage, giving us insights, vetting the product, both from a nutrition point of view, from a taste point of view. So I would say we've got lots of winning aspects for this product. We're very optimistic in terms of how it's going to do.
Cricket fans at least would love this product, seeing their idol on the Tetra Pak. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Ms. Waria. It was a pleasure. You didn't divulge numbers, I will have to say that at the end also, but I think I'll have to keep it at that considering you wouldn't. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me. Thanks.